solutions for this. First one, it says g of x is equal to 6 minus x squared. I saw Ethan, he didn't use brackets. Don't get lazy with it. You've got to use brackets. So g of -2 becomes 6, take away -2 minus -2 squared. So the answer should become, if you plug that in exactly as you see it, should become 6 plus 2 minus 4, which means the answer is 4. Yeah, so be careful. Sketch the following. I think you got this one right. First one is a circle. Radius is 5. You have to draw that. If you don't write the radius is 5, I can't give you full marks for it. The next one is a exponential. Exponentials look like this, and they cut at 1. This one here, anyone realize what this one is? At home, anyone realized?
Is it a hyperbola?
It is a hyperbola because you can't have the x there. You're meant to divide it, and that becomes a hyperbola. Good job. And then again with the hyperbola, they look like this. The only difference between this and I guess 1 on x or 2 on x, you have to actually put x as a point of 1 to show us that becomes 3, and there it is. So if you don't put that point in, you also cannot get full marks, because then you could have just drawn any hyperbola. They all look the same, don't they? So you've got to actually, oh no, you've got to actually put an x is 1, and then that means 3. And all good? Anyone have any questions at this stage? All right. If f of x is x squared, take away x. Find the values of a such that f of a equals f of 2. Don't look at it too much. Just sub it in. F of a means sub in a, just like you did above. Right, you subbed in -2. So f of a, I'm going to sub it in. It'll look like this. A squared, take away a. F of 2. F of 2 is 2 squared, take away 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. It's saying these two things are equal to each other. So what do you write now? A squared, take away a equals 2. But you know, because it's a quadratic or a trinomial, you can't have equal to 2. Everything's meant to be on one side. It has to equal to 0. And then either quadratic formula, the cross method, whatever you're used to by now. We're just going to do it the cross method because I can see it. 2 things that multiply to get you a squared, 2 things that multiply to get you 2, 2 and 1, that becomes -2 plus 1 equals 0, right? And therefore a equals 2, a equals -1. Ethan, you alright with that? 100%. Okay. Quadratics. Maybe quadratic formula. If you're more comfortable with just jumping into the quadratic formula, just get used to that. Get really comfortable. A equals minus b, sorry, x equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I need to make sure you guys can at least get the quadratic formula out because that can get you full marks anyways. Again, any questions? Something we were doing, I think, last week, odds, evens, and nithers. How do we start? Always sub in -x. Always sub in -x. If it gives you the original, so if it gives you f of x again, it's even. If it gives you negative of the original, it is odd. And if it doesn't, it is neither. That's what we said last week. So, if I've got a question like this, I sub in -x, I get 2 minus -x squared. Negative squared is still positive, so it just becomes 2 minus x squared. Can you see that happening, Ethan? So isn't that the same as the original? Because it's the same as the original, it's still f of x, it is even. Next one, Again, what's our first step? Always sub in negative x. So it'll look like this. Is this the original? No way. Now what you take out a negative. So you take out negative only from the top or the bottom, not both. So take out from the top in this case. It'll look like this. Is that negative of the original? Oh, you're saying yes, it's not. That says 1 minus x. This says 1 plus x. Is it negative of the original? No. So this isn't this either. Guess what it is? It's neither odd nor even. Last one. How do we always start? Sub in negative x. That will look like this. And then obviously you guys can tell that is not the original. But if I put a bracket here, is that negative of the original? Yeah. The original meaning this is the original, right? Look at it. It's the same. Do you see the negative of the original? Do you see how that is the original case? The original being this one. So now it becomes negative f of x. Therefore it's odd. Any questions of those three? All right, last two. What's our step one for this question here? What would step one be? And I've got a question that's got quadratics or trinomials and whatever. Step one, factorize. Always factorize. So we can't have this. It's got to look like this. Difference of two squares. There we go. Yes, difference of two squares. Ethan, all good with that? No? Didn't realize it's a difference of two squares. Good. So you need to work on that. But that's why I said we're not going to really learn anything new now with the advanced. We're just going to be doing more revision. No point of just going forward. Everyone's not keeping up with everything. All right. What's my common denominator? My common denominator, if the things are the same, you just choose one of them. So if my denominators are the same, just choose one. Again, they're the same, you just choose one of them. So my common denominator is actually just that. If there was anything else that was different, I would have put that in. Now what you ask yourself is what's missing? What's missing from this denominator and this denominator? Is there anything missing? Oh no, this one here that's green. This one with this one here. Anything missing? Not really. So that one's just a 2. Anything missing from this one now? To these two. Yes, there's an x plus 3 missing. So you're going to go minus 1 times x plus 3. Minus 4 times, what's missing from this? And it, yeah, rings a bell now. There we go. And then you expand the top and you're done. 2 minus x minus 3 minus 4x plus 12 over x plus 3, x minus 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1 plus 12, sorry, minus 1 plus 12 is 11, minus 5. Okay, that's the answer we are looking for. Last one. What's step 1 for this one, Ethan? 2x plus 1 equals 7, 2x plus 1 equals negative 7. When it says number line, it's not your Cartesian plane, it's this one. It's that number line. So 2x equals 6, x equals 3, 2x equals negative 8, x equals negative 4. Then there's my negative 4, there's my 3. It's a greater than and equal to. And then we test. X equals 0. Does 0 work? 0 plus 1 is 1. Is 1 bigger than or equal to 7? Is 1 bigger than 7? No, so that won't work. They're running away. And there's your graph. Our method's been already doing that. So you guys don't even need to worry about the graphing. All right. Any questions from anything we've done right now, so far? I'll save that. Solutions. Save. If there isn't, like I said, oh, yep, this one. I'll go through these a few questions first, and then